Yeah, dog. Welcome to Wreck to Riches. My name's Thomas G. Happy Taco Tuesday to everybody out there. Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the little Twitter link I put in well, it's not in the description of the video, but you can see it on the screen right below where I'm at there. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe, drop a comment. And always remember, I'm not a financial advisor, not a professional, but you're going to want to hear what I got to say today. Stay the entire video and you understand why I did what I did and what happened. I sold all my PULSECHAIN and all my PULSEX. 6 figures worth. Like in the high 6 figures. Like in the high end, okay? But I didn't do that today. I didn't do it yesterday. I did it roughly, started doing it 5 days before the Titan X launch. Titan X launch was October the 28th, I believe. So I was in a situation where I noticed the uptrend of PULSECHAIN starting to take off. Now, I hadn't been back on YouTube yet. I've only been back on YouTube for about 2 weeks. But I've been on Twitter, the social medias, looking at the human community sentiment on every investment I'm in. What are people saying? Are they scared? Are they excited? And I saw that every big influencer that was involved with PULSECHAIN was hooting and hollering at the top of the mountains and just saying, hey, we're going to sack price. All right, so keep that in mind. On top of that, the SEC court case was supposed to be the 28th of November. That's when they were supposed to just start everything. So I was feeling like if things don't go well there, we could have a crash. If things go well, we're going to pump. That's what everyone was thinking. That was the sentiment. But ultimately, I wanted to free up some capital to get into Titan X, right? Because the game theory, when I figured it out, I understood that there was a possibility that it was mathematically coded, and it was just in my brain. I was like, I'm going to get 100% of my money back by the end of November. I just knew the game theory, and if it stuck around to then, I would get it all back. It would be risk free. I knew that. Like, I knew that not even in my heart. I just knew that by the math and by what the possibilities are and the growth of and the excitement behind it and what it could do. So I started selling about 0.00007, and it was high 6 figures I sold between PULSECHAIN and PULSEX. I bridged it over to ethereum. I was sitting there waiting. A couple other wallets, I just sat back on PULSECHAIN that I have a small amount of money on, not too much, nothing crazy. And I was like, I'm going to take the big mama wallet, I'm going to put it to work. And I sold all the PULSECHAIN. Well, after I sold, it kind of started going back up. It went below 7, and then it started to creep back up and then just dropped. I was like, oh, I got out at least at the top. So I started getting into Titan X, right? And I noticed after my first payout cycle that my math and my assumption and my speculation was right. I'm looking at this payout, because remember, I went 6 figures into this bad boy, and I go, what? There's just no way. Like, how is this possible? Like, that I was right, you know? So I said, this is how you really make this like the most epic play ever for yourself, Tommy. Because when I sold my PULSECHAIN, I remember my kids when they were wearing their costumes on to try them on before Halloween. I was like looking at them, and my face was like, I wanted to puke. I was like, I just sold our future. Like, I didn't feel good. I wanted to vomit every morning. It was bad because it just, that's just the way I felt. I don't want to get into that. That's just, it was rough. So my first payout, I got a lot of my money back, and I got more payouts to come, you know, more 8-day cycle payouts, 28-day cycle. So I'm going to do a 90-10. let me put 90% of my earnings that I got back in Titan X and buy back PulseChain because it's dipping. I sold the top and it's dipping. It did a huge dip. Bought back 90% with my payout. And I was like, damn, if I can get away with this again, I could practically buy back my position and hopefully it stays dipping. So I've been rooting for the past month for this, PulseChain to stay below where I sold it so I could buy back cheaper. And sure enough, the 28-day payout happened. Another 8-day cycle payout happened on Titan X. I am now 100% ROI and some change. I got another 8-day cycle coming up again. It just keeps repeating, right? And I've been able to use the 10%, right, that I was not selling for Pulse, and to get some miners and do my miner strategy, but also keep and maintain my global share. My global share percentage is what's getting me these payouts. So it's been roughly the same. It hasn't dropped at all. It's like dead even. And the pool money is beefed up. And these payouts are going to allow me to, and I'm just about right back to where I was with Pulse and PulseChain when I sold everything a month later. All right, I'm right there. After this next 8-day payout, I'm going to have more because I'm going to sell 90% of the rewards for Pulse and Pulse X, and the 10% to go back into the system with my strategy. So I'll have more Pulse and Pulse X than I sold about a month later. After this 7 days in the next 8-day cycle, I'll be up. And the next cycle happens and my strategy continues to work. I'll be, by New Year's, I could potentially, if the price of PulseChain continues to not, do any parabolic moves, I could potentially be, almost close to double my original stack that I sold, while maintaining a position in Titan X and receiving the 8-day cycle payouts, the 28-day cycle payouts, and then the 90-day cycle. And dollar cost average back in the Pulse at lower prices and having way more than I started with. That was the big gamble. That was the play of the year for me. And I'm going to be way past ROI in Titan X. Like, I'm there. I'm ROI'd. And I'm going to be way past the initial balance of PulseChain and Pulse X on this move as time goes on and more payouts happen. So some of you are going to see the title like, he sold all his I got back in. The plan was I knew the game theory. The plan was to risk it for the biscuit and to count on the fact that I was right with my math and what the possibilities was and what I speculated that this could happen. And it happened. So about a couple weeks back, I went on one of my smaller wallets. I went about 21,000. I did a video where I got 6,000 back. On an 8-day payout, I had gotten like 600 back. Last night, I got 2,000 back. So by New Year's, there'll be a couple, maybe 2 or 3 8-day payouts and another 28-day payout. I'm probably going to be close to 100% ROI on that one too. I should have liquidated all my Pulse wallets, but I wanted to be safe. And now I feel safe, and now I feel good. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but I trusted my gut instinct. I made the move. It literally made me sick to my stomach. But now, that I look back, man, I've done stuff like that so many times. Just pure instinct, just gut feeling. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel like, it felt right, but it was so stressful. I lost so much sleep in the past month, but I started sleeping better about close to 3 weeks in. I was starting to smell the profit. And now I'm like, Where does it end? Where could this be? If Titan X gets bigger, my PULSECHAIN bag gets bigger. And my PULSEX bag. And my payouts. Continue to use my strategy, 90-10. And the game theory behind how to do that, I'll share eventually. But sometimes you gotta just keep shit to yourself. I'm gonna be honest. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.